Hello everybody and welcome back to Physics Reviews. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed today's video, please do leave it a like and subscribe if you want to help support me and this beautiful scarf. My mum knitted it for me for Christmas. I'm looking very Scandinavian today, aren't I? Anyway, today we're going to be talking about this wicked new crime drama called Dogs of Berlin. Now, I believe this is only the second German series to ever go up onto Netflix. So I had a look on YouTube to see if it had any reviews, and it does, but they're pretty much all German. So here's my English review of Dogs of Berlin. So Dogs of Berlin is very politically relevant. It's a lot about the rich western side of Germany and the poorer eastern side of Germany and the struggles that they go through. It's about this divide, it's about the Turkish, and it's about the Germans. So basically it's like no crime drama I've ever seen before. It's really interesting kind of murder mystery story. Basically it starts out with a German footballer being murdered. And this is something that the police want to keep under wraps, or it will start a gigantic race war, and that's what ends up happening over the course of the series. Now, it has a lot of political stuff going on in it, but you don't really need to know about all of this before watching the series. It's not like you need to be really caught up on what's happening to understand what's going on in the series. For example, myself, I didn't really know about much of this political stuff until watching the series, and it's very educational. It teaches you a lot and does it in a really interesting way. So when it comes down to the series and the characters themselves, there are lots of varying characters. A lot of them are incredibly entertaining. This series does have a lot of comedy in it, and it is funny stuff, like really funny. For example, when the first detective turns up to the scene of the murder, he has these slippers on with a baby in his arms. It's funny stuff like that. So I think it's really enjoyable, and one of the lead actors is from the LGBT crew. He's gay, and I think they handled it in a really interesting way. It's not like he's gay and this is important and this is the only characteristic this guy has. He's the gay one. It's not like that at all. It's very subtle, and it's just like, oh, he just happens to be gay. It's, being gay isn't like the thing that defines him. It's just a part of his character. So this is a very gritty series, but it is very gripping. There's a lot of action and it gets really intense. There are a lot of the alt-right, a lot of neo-Nazis, and there are two detectives on this case that completely clash together. One is the gay one, who is very good at his job. The other used to be part of this neo-Nazi group and isn't anymore, but there are questions as to whether he still has ties with them. It's also very well shot. I was pleasantly surprised by a lot of the cinematography. As well as that, a lot of the camera work is just fantastic. There's one shot that has particularly stuck in my mind. It's the shot that goes from a balcony which is overlooking the crime scene, and the camera follows all the way down to the path along from the crime scene and continues to the crime scene, but it does it in a way where the character starts off on the balcony overlooking it. As the camera goes down to the pathway, by the time it gets to the pathway, there's the character walking along. It is done in such a fantastic way. I was really impressed with that. There's a lot of shots like that, a lot of decent one-shot takes. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you'll definitely get something out of it. It's got a decent soundtrack, some really good music in it. It keeps things very tense, very suspenseful, and there are some really, right from the get-go, the very first episode, it is so tense straight away. And it's very good at creating tense scenes without having to have loads of action going on. Like one scene I'm thinking of particularly is this detective that has to get to the crime scene, but before he goes there, he needs to go and visit someone to get money. He then needs to give money into the bookies to bet on the football match. He needs to do all these things before getting to the crime scene, and it is very suspenseful, even though there aren't guns blazing or anything like that. It's done in the dialogue, it's done in the camera work, and you'll get a lot of scenes like that in this series. It's very good at doing that. There's a whole host of really interesting characters, from both the protagonists and the antagonists, and I just think it's brilliant. I think it's really well done, and I think there needs to be more series from Germany on Netflix, because Dark and this are both fantastic in my opinion. It's politically relevant, but it doesn't get too bogged down in the politics. It's really entertaining. I think it's fantastic. I really do recommend it to anyone out there that's into their crime dramas, into their stuff involving police, into their stuff involving murder mysteries and that kind of thing. It's like a murder mystery, but with an interesting twist on it. So, this, as I say, is the second German series to come out after a series called Dark. Dark was equally as fantastic, and we're still kind of waiting on season 2 for that. But yeah, I really do recommend this to anyone that's into that kind of stuff. Go check it out. And I'm going to give Dogs of Berlin a 7.5 out of 10. So, I've been watching a lot of series, a lot of series. I've been trying to watch a lot of stuff on Netflix so I can bring the freshest of reviews. I know this is turning into more of a movie and TV review channel than it is a commentary channel, but the reason for that is I've just been getting so bogged down in the commentary stuff, and I have far more passion, as you guys may have noticed, when it comes to TV and films. So I'm sorry if that's not your kind of thing. That's just how things have been going, I guess. I'm not saying I'm stopping the commentary stuff. Absolutely not. I'm just going to be doing more of this stuff from now on. So if you do enjoy the reviews, please do let me know down in the comments. I'd really appreciate that. If you enjoyed today's video, please do leave it a like and subscribe if you want to help support me and my channel. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you in the next one. Take care now.